Good morning and welcome back to Northwest News. In this week's edition, we take a look at Late Night at the Rec, a barbecue cook-off, and more. You're watching Northwest News.
Thanks for tuning in to Northwest News, the show where we provide the latest coverage on the Northwest Missouri State University campus and in the Maryville community. I'm Wiley Ray.
And I'm Skyler Stamps. Before we get into this week's episode, be sure to hit that notification bell for all of the latest news coverage as well as other KNWT content.
This past week, Campus Recreation and the Student Activities Council held their annual Late Night at the Rec for Northwest students to participate in games, eat food, and enter the chance to win prizes.
Reporter Kendall Crawford has more on the various activities that all students could participate in.
This past Thursday, the Students Activities Council and Northwest Campus Recreation hosted Late Night at the Rec. Students were able to come and participate in activities throughout the evening, enjoy food, and have the chance to win prizes and giveaways.
My name is Ben Biedemann. I'm the co-concept director of SAC, and my role in organizing this event was kind of just a simple one, just help volunteer. Just promote on my Instagram. I know they wanted to get a lot of the people out and experience the rec because I know a lot of freshmen, they don't really know what is out. They know what's here, but they don't do any of the sports, so they want to really advertise what's here at the rec. So I think that was just one of the goals that we had was to bring the community together too. I know we wanted to create more just a fun environment, something kind of get people away from homework and just have fun with their friends, and I think that's something that we did. So I know a few of the things that we had to offer was the claw machines. I know Thursday night football, basketball, volleyball, any type of sport that the rec also offers. We had I think water pong, cornhole, ladder golf too. I saw up there. Those are just some of the things. I know some of the prizes that we were giving away were T-shirts. I know 2 Apple earbuds were given away. Our next event I think is a comedian. I can't exactly remember his name, but I know he was Simon Cowell's off of AGT's first comedian Golden Buzzer. And that will happen on November 20th in the CJT.
I was able to catch up with Andrew Shoemaker, a junior at Northwest, to hear about his favorite activity and part of the evening and what sets Late Night apart from other events.
My name is Andrew Shoemaker, and I am a junior here at Northwest. My favorite activity at Late Night tonight was actually the knockout tournament they had. It was just a big line of knockout, and it was just really fun. My favorite part of tonight was just meeting all the new people that come in here. I mean, I'm a junior. I don't really get to see all the freshmen or anything, so it's been really nice just to meet everyone. I feel like this event alone sets everything to the side just because this is open the latest any facility will be open for the night. So I think it's really cool to get all the students not going out anywhere to come into the rec and just experience a good time. What made me come to Late Night was the environment and sports that we could have going on here. And it's just been really cool just to be out there and experience all. I would 100% recommend this to anyone that comes to Northwest.
For the stories that matter to you, I'm Kendall Crawford, reporting for Northwest News.
If you're looking for an activity or something fun to do in your free time, be sure to visit the rec center here on campus.
Also happening on campus last week was a barbecue cook-off between 2 agricultural organizations. When we return, reporter Evan Jacobson will tell us more. You're watching Northwest News.
Are you tired of the same boring old TV? Tired of watching the same recycled content? Then try Gen 2! Gen 2 is your favorite place for all things gaming and tech related. Come check out our wide variety of games and reviews, catch the latest in gaming and tech news. And if you call right now for the low price of $0 down, you will even get 7 free, yes free, of our very own handcrafted shows and stories for your viewing pleasure. Don't miss out and call now to get the entire Gen 2 package for free. Gen 2, the full package just for you.
Thank you for sticking with us and welcome back to Northwest News. Last week there was a barbecue cook-off in celebration of agriculture.
Reporter Evan Jacobson talked with the two competitors of the competition, Alpha Gamma Rho and Sigma Alpha.
Last week, Alpha Gamma Rho and Sigma Alpha held the third annual barbecue cook-off. Senior Mara Cosenza of Sigma Alpha explains the reason why they chose to do this event.
So this started because we wanted to do a fun event on a Friday of Celebrate Ag Week to kind of get all of the School of Ag involved. So we started it 3 years ago doing, each club can bring in 2 teams. So today we have 4 teams, CFB and Sigma Alpha, and we kind of just have fun with it, and it's just a great time to hang out with friends and attempt to grill.
Other Northwest students talk about their role in the preparation for the barbecue.
So my role today is I've mainly been doing all of the prep work, like making the butter, making the sauces, mixing stuff together, and then I'll be mainly in charge of cooking the sliders.
Some students were cooking a plethora of items for the contest.
So I'm cooking 2 pork chops. One is a garlic and thyme with butter, and the other one is a slap your mamas in butter. And then I'm cooking 2 steaks. One is a garlic and herb steak, and then one is a Montreal steak seasoning. And then I'm cooking 2 sets of boneless wings. One is flaming hot Cheeto wings, and the other one is buffalo ranch wings. And then I'm making 2 sliders. One is a mango habanero raspberry chipotle chicken slider, and the other one is a breakfast slider with egg, sausage, and candied bacon with a donut bun.
Last week was also Celebrate Agriculture Week, in which different events are held on different days. Ag students look forward to these events, including the Little National Western Livestock Show.
My favorite thing about Celebrate Ag Week this week was the Little National Western. I showed sheep in high school, so it was fun to watch novice and more advanced. I would say I was like somewhere in the middle of that. So to watch newbies and watching really advanced people show was really interesting and really cool. And I didn't show anything else, so it was fun to watch pigs and cows and dairy cows be shown and goats. And then the best part was the teachers showing, of course, because it's teachers, and Tool never showing anything but chickens was hilarious to watch him show literally everything. It was hilarious.
For the stories that matter to you, I'm Evan Jacobson, Northwest News.
Looks like a lot of fun. If you want to recap all the events that were held last week to celebrate Ag Week, visit @NWMO State on Instagram.
Last Thursday, I had the opportunity to speak with ResLife staff about an event hosted by Residential Life's Inclusion Assistance. The event, Holidays in Hot Cocoa, not only recognized the main U.S. holidays, but shined a light on holidays that many don't know about. I'm Wiley Ray reporting for Northwest News, and as the temperature outside begins to drop, things in the residence halls begin to heat up as the Inclusion Assistants here on Northwest Missouri State University's campus host Holidays in Hot Cocoa. Inclusion assistants play a big role in the halls here at Northwest, creating inclusivity among many residents.
As an IA, I have a few different roles. So like one of the big things is I'm there for like residents, for them to come to me with certain problems, or if they just need help with something like emotional or something like that. But I'm also there for my team. We call ourselves like partners in response, right? Which is basically where if they walk into a situation and they're like, hey, I need some help with this, or hey, could you give me some advice? That's what the IAs are there for, and that's what I like to fulfill. But I also just like to make sure that everybody is like, feels like they're heard and they're seen and what they're doing matters, because what we do at the end of the day is super important.
The inclusion assistants here also put on monthly events to help raise awareness or celebrate their theme of the month.
When event planning works is we plan like what events are we going to do, the physical event, what is like the activity we're going to have, and then we also plan like passive boards. So in Milliken, mine is in the basement, and the other buildings it's in different places, and we share like information on those boards. Because it's global holidays, this month we had a bunch of like different kinds of holidays across the globe that is celebrated like during this time.
I also spoke with Residential Life Coordinator Jennifer McCoy, who also is the advisor for the Inclusion Assistant staff. McCoy said it was about people wanting to be seen. If you don't celebrate Christmas, that is okay. You still have a place, and we want to recognize those other holidays.
we understand that a lot of people know about like Christmas and Thanksgiving, right? But maybe not a lot of people know about like holidays across the globe. And we have students, international students like myself, right, who celebrate different holidays. And we were like, the best part about holidays is getting to celebrate it with other people, right? So we're like, how can we show other people how we all celebrate? So at our events, we'd have someone from the ODI come in, and that way we can partner with them so people can get to know them. And we'd have them like talk to us about like the different holidays across the globe. And then obviously we had a bunch of ornaments at all of the events, and it's ornaments from like different holidays. So we had like the dreidel, and we had like a Christmas tree and a turkey and a bunch of like other ornaments to like signify different holidays across the globe so that people can become aware, because awareness creates change.
For more information on events in the halls, you can find Residential Life on Instagram at NWMO_ResLife. For the stories that matter to you, I'm Wiley Ray, reporting for Northwest News. ResLife's Inclusions Assistants put on events every month in the residential halls, so stay on the lookout for the next event in your residence hall.
Up next, we'll check out some highlights from last week's edition of the Missourian, provided by news editor Dakota Oswalt and assistant news editor Anna Bailey. You're watching Northwest News.
Are you sick and tired of not knowing enough about life's trickiest questions and need answers now? Well, introducing Now You Know, your place to learn everything about anything with our host, the studious Alexander Snodderly.
You can count on me.
And if you call now, we'll even include our co-host, Katie Bird, as she talks one-on-one with viewers like you. Thanks, Katie Bird. Catch us Wednesdays at noon on KNWT TV.
Now you know!
Welcome back to Northwest News, the place where you can find news and whereabouts on what's happening in the Northwest and Maryville community. Thanks for sticking with us.
This week's issue of the Northwest Missourian took a look into legendary Northwest football coach Mel Tjeerdsma's recent leukemia diagnosis and a deep dive into the Northwest Missouri Docudrama process.
Over the course of its existence, a multitude of people have crowded into the stands at Bearcat Stadium, where the field bears the prominent name of Mel Tjeerdsma, Northwest legendary former football coach and athletic director. Recently, he was diagnosed with leukemia, a type of blood cancer.
Mel Tjeerdsma first came to the university in 1994 as head football coach, a position which he maintained for 17 years. His time as coach was littered with success, racking up accolades for the Bearcats. He retired from coaching after the 2010 football season, but came back to serve as the director of athletics for Northwest from 2013 to 2018. He has served on the Northwest Board of Regents since 2019.
For Mel Tjeerdsma and his wife Carol Tjeerdsma, who taught at the university from 1995 to 2011, the leukemia diagnosis was unexpected.
Mel Tjeerdsma said, "First of all, we both have a really strong faith. So from that standpoint, we know we're not in control. And then the second thing was, from my coaching, my whole career, I coached football for 44 years. I know that things happen that you can't control, that you have to make the best of. That's kind of the way I approached it."
After a physical, Mel Tjeerdsma got a call from the hospital saying he might need a blood transfusion because his blood counts were so low. He told his wife, who thought he was kidding. Carol Tjeerdsma said she tells people her husband is one of the healthiest specimens ever, taking a vitamin every day and never having any hospital visits.
Carol Tjeerdsma said it was just unbelievable. It was kind of a shock. And then when the reality set in, like he said, we have a strong faith and we know the Lord's always in control. So with that faith, that brought us through.
Mel Tjeerdsma was admitted to the hospital the week of August 11th after being diagnosed with leukemia.
They said the encouragement from the Maryville community has been unbelievable and at times overwhelming. Mel Tjeerdsma said their friends in Maryville are always willing to help out, which she said means a lot to them.
Further, Mel Tjeerdsma said he can't say enough about the support from Northwest faculty, staff, and coaches, as well as the Bearcats fan base and the Maryville community.
Mel Tjeerdsma said everybody has just provided tremendous support. And as Carol said, we hope we can do the same for other people that get in this position.
Now on to another story from the Missourian. Students all over Nottoway County were observing Northwest Missouri's docudrama on October 9th. This event presents real-life vehicle crash scenarios with hopes of educating students about wrecks and promoting safe driving.
One of the event's organizers, Brenda Neff, lost a child during a car crash in 2007. She said when she heard she could help with the Northwest Missouri docudrama, she jumped on the opportunity.
Brenda Neff said, "I lost a little girl. She was 3, almost 4. In 2007, we were hit by a driver under the influence, and it was just after 7 in the morning. I was taking my children to school."
She said the goal is for the scenario's realism to move those watching, the hope being to prevent the loss of more people to a crash.
The motto published on the Northwest Missouri Docudrama website is, quote, "Let's make this thing look as real as possible with sounds, smells, visual effects without actually hurting anyone involved."
However, research done by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs shows that there is a link between watching traumatic events, real or not, and experiencing stress symptoms. This research evaluated people's stress symptoms after watching a variety of tragic events and the after effects of that individual's stress.
This study does not specifically mention the effects of watching mock scenarios of vehicular accidents, but it does say watching an event multiple times can cause harm to the viewer.
Since her first time sharing, Neff has spoken at the Northwest Missouri docudrama 2 other times. Her first time sharing at the event was also her first time watching the entire scenario. She said watching was difficult.
Neff said she hopes by watching the scenario and listening to the stories of the speakers, people will leave with the understanding that they are not untouchable when it comes to tragedies involving vehicle accidents.
Well, that's all the time we have for Northwest News. Be sure to go to the description below to rewatch certain sections of our show.
And be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all of the latest news and updates. This has been Northwest News. Thanks for watching.